Hello all, I'm in my studio and I thought I'd just have a little chat about art, painting, and you know, just a few hints and tips, and just a little chat about it, to be honest. Right, art is one of those things where, or painting, let's just say painting. Paint's one of those subjects where people will have a go and then they'll basically produce nothing any good, and they'll call it a day, and they say, well, no, I'm no artist, no painter. But we all have those days where we cannot produce anything. You know, if you're not an artist, well, even if you are, everyone's heard of artist block, and it is true. Sooner or later you'll get it, and you'll be stuck for something to paint. So one of the reasons why I, throughout the year, especially from the spring to the autumn, take many photos. Well, even the winter, I take winter scenes. I take lots of photos to give me inspiration and give me an extensive data storage to fall back on it for those days when you feel like when you can't get inspired. So I store mine, you know, on the computers and up in the cloud, and I can call upon it from wherever I am. Also, from my experience, painting is something that always continues to evolve. Your style will change. You'll have a liking for one particular paint, and then you'll move on to another. I returned to painting last in July 2014, and I was motivated to paint by Jane. I've forgotten her name. I've forgotten her second name now. Anyway, she lives in the same village and she paints in the Bob Ross style. And she had a demo at a carers meeting that I attended, and that's what inspired me to start again. So initially I started doing some I'm trying to think. I started doing flowers, didn't I? That's where I started, and then I moved on into doing, and that was in oils, and then I did some landscapes, and back at the beginning of this year, or the end of last year, in 2015, I started having a dabble with acrylics again. And somebody mentioned about this Atelier Interactive, and I got involved with those, and then it's progressed, and I've kind of gone backwards to where I was 20 years ago, and I've been basically having to play around with all different paints, acrylic paints now. So I'm still the Atelier Interactive is still my favourite by far, but these are some examples. These are 250 milliliter jars, but I've also used System 3, and we've got the 500 milliliter containers here, and then I've got various other acrylics from various manufacturers, cheapo ones, and I've got De La Rowney, I've got some basics, cheap brand. I've got all sorts, and I'll have a dabble with everything. Same with watercolours, but except I've got those, but I don't really do any. And then I've got things what I've collected over the decades, paints. I've got some very old Bob Ross ones up the top here, and some Georgian, and all sorts. So yeah, it continues to evolve. and I seem to have found something what interests me now, new style, and it seems to be working. It's this background style, and I can integrate it with my flowers. I can also do it will work with my animals and my birds, and it gives a nice background. So that's something what I've developed this year. It just came to me. Don't ask, I don't, and that's evolved. And I will do a video showing you how I go through from the start to the finish on one of these styles of paintings. But anyway, you might as well have a quick peep around the studio as it is at the minute. I have had a bit of a tidy up. Well, there wasn't much tidy up needed. It was just the floor really. The bin was overflowing, and the dog likes to chew on sweet chocolate papers. So here we are. I like to be surrounded by all the possible materials and paints, etc. What I could possibly fancy using. So I've got all varieties of sizes, and I tend to prefer Loxley, but I do like the Art Discount standard canvases, which are over there in those colourful red, white, yellow, red, blue wrapper there. But as I say, I have a variety, and they're all up here, all the way up, stocked up boxes. And then we've got canvas panels up here, they're all stacked up, 16 by 12s. I've got canvases up the top there, bigger ones, 20 by 16 I believe they are. Got some square ones. I've got some big 24 by 18s up the top there. And then like I say, I've got all different sizes. Everything what I need, square ones, rectangular ones. I've got, I've just trod in the dog bowl. I've got little ones here, look at those, 4-inch square. And then I've got various bits and bobs, pads and things up here. Papers. They're all up there. And then over on this side, I've got my paints. These are my artisans water-soluble oils. And then I've got my Georgian oils, which I use for the Bob Ross style. They're the graduate oils, they're cheap tubes, but they're the 200 milliliter ones. And I've got different Bob Ross style mediums. And then up here we've got more canvas panels, different sizes, some paints, some acrylics, and then we've got various canvases up the top here. They're real big ones, 30 by 20 I think, 24 by 18. And then I've got various drawing boards. What I use is painting surfaces. I take one of them out when I go to the art group. That's this one here where you can see all the marks and everything. Got a smaller A3 one over there. And these are palettes, these enclosed. I don't know whether, let's see if I can open this up for you. I could do it on here. It's got clips on all 4 sides. And then if you look underneath, you can use that to paint on. And these are for the Atelier Interactive paints. They will stay moist in here if you give them a spray with water before you close it for about a week. This hasn't been used for longer, but the beauty is I can just wash it off still. It's not like the other acrylics that will go really hard. So that will be a job for later, to give that a clean, ready for art group on Tuesday. I'll just close it up anyway. I've got all my paintings all stacked up, and I've had to start to put them in on the shelving to fill up the space because I've got so many. I think I've got about 80 paintings. No, maybe more than 80 now. I've got some on display at the local garden centre in their cafe. That was the painting what you saw. It's upside down, but it's what I did last week. Right, and then we move across here. We've got the Atelier Interactive paints, and then I've got various paints and pastels and all sorts of stuff up here. Water-Soluble Pencils. This one here I've had since I was 15 years old. You know, so it's nearly 35 years old I've had that. You know, these I've had for years. You can see by the price, £1.30. God, look at that. What would they be now? I don't know. Now I've got me books and stuff over there. I do use printers a lot because I like to print out what I'm going to paint, and that's the reason I've got an A3 here. And then I've got a laser, A4 colour laser, and then I've got the computer system here what I work from when I'm doing my paintings and graphic design. And that's basically it. That's basically my studio. Oh, and I've got various things under the tables which you can't see at the moment. Right, so anyway, for those of you who enjoy my art, I've only done that kind of one video the other week, and it seemed to be a great success, so I will follow up and do some more. Got to make sure I've got a clear period of time where I'm going to get no interruptions when I do that. And the weather's a bit cooler. It's hot in here. This is the coolest place normally because it's the but today it's really muggy in here. I'm not sure. I don't know why it's so warm. Anyway, so that's it. I will catch you soon. Thanks for watching the painting video, the gardening videos as well. I've done another one and that will go up shortly. So I'm just looking out the door, I can see some activity. Okay, so that's it. Bye bye.